Hello friends, today our topic is role of spectator and media in sports and environment. Role: the function, assumed, or character of expressing the relationship between a part and a whole is called of spectator. A person who watches at a show, game, or event is called spectator. And media, the main means of mass communications, is called media. Inside sports and environment. Sports and environment is the conditions and circumstances in which sports persons perform or indulge in sports activities is called sports and environment. The competition element of sport. Competition, the act or process of contest, is called competition element of sport. In sport, an element, skill, or trick is a distinct component of performance with an assessed degree of difficulty is called element of sport. Along with the aesthetic appeal of some sports, along with means together with, aesthetic concerned with beauty, appeal of some sports, appeals request some means something that is unknown. Sports result in the popularity of people attending to watch sport being played. A result, sports result means sports can bring positive results to one's physical health. Popularity, sported by many peoples means human beings in journals attending to be present to watch, view sports being played, set up to take advantage is called being played. This leads to the specific phenomena of spectator sport. This lead means to guide specific particular phenomena effect of sport. Spectator sport, a sport that many people find entertaining to watch the games. Both amateur and professional sports attract spectators, both talking about two things that is called both. Amateur, a person who engages in a pursuit, especially a sport on an unpaid rather than a professional basis, is called amateur. Professional sports, professional sports as opposed to amateur sports or sports in which athletes receive payment for their performance, is called professional sports. Attract spectators, attract interest in something. Spectators, a person who watches at a show, game, or other event, is called spectators, both in person at the sport venue. Both talking about two things. In person, with the personal presence. Sport venue. A sports venue is a building, structure, stadium, or place where a sporting competition is held is called sport venue. And through broadcast mediums including radio, televisions, and internet broadcast, and through broadcast mediums, through means non-stop, broadcast the transmissions of programs or information by radio or televisions. Medium containing means of doing something, including means containing as a part of the whole being considered. Radio, the transmissions and reception of electromagnetic waves of radio frequency, especially those carrying sound messages, is called radio. Television, a device with a screen or receiving television signals, is called television. An internet broadcast, a global computer network providing a variety of information and communication facilities, is called internet. Today, spectators and media play an important role to promote any type of game. Today means the present day. Spectators, a person who watches a show, game or other event, is called spectators. And media, the main means of mass communication, is called media. Play means a important role. A physical or mental activity that is undertaken for enjoyment is called play. An important role, when you have a particular position and function in it, is called important role. To promote, to encourage any type of game means number of things, games or structured form of play. There is an old saying that means that without quiet there can be no loud. Money makes the mayor go, means money is the power of everything, is called money makes the mayor go. It means to say that without money nothing can be done. In other words, we can say that we cannot survive in the society without money. Your identity is attached with your economic status. Of course, expectations are always there. Your identity means your identity is the way you define your uniqueness, attached, joined, connected to something. Your economic status, socioeconomic status, is the social standing or class of an individual or group, is called your economic status. Of course, expectations, of course, means naturally. Expectations, a strong belief that something will happen or always there, mean dependable, trustworthy, is called or always there. Then the development of sports and games too has relation with the economy of the country. Development of sports and games means sports development is the promotion of sports activities for the community. Two has a relation means used to compare the size, shape or position, is called two has a relation with the economy of the country. Sports play a large role in the economy of the country, larger than many would think. Role of spectators. Sports spectators makes an important contribution to the success of sporting events, primarily through motivational and financial support, is called role of spectators. If the spectators play their role in a positive way. The games and sports environment created in the following ways. Role of positive way means encourage and motivate the player on their performance. Games and sports created means sports environment is the conditions and circumstances in which sports perform or indulge in sports activities created in the following ways due to the following ways to follow them. Popularity of the game it depends upon the spectator who spotted in mass gathering in the stadium is called popularity of the game. The popularity of any game depends upon its spectators. Depend upon put truth in with considerations. Its spectators, a person who watches show, game or other event is called spectators. A good spectators encourages the game and motivates the players to perform better. Good spectators, those who behave in positive way in the stadium is called good spectator. Encourage by giving support and advice. Motivate, provide with a reason for doing some things. Players, a person taking part in sport or game is called players. To perform better, to carry out in superior way. Positive attitude of spectators. Positive attitudes means a positive attitude is a mental outlook of optimism and of expecting good things to happen is called positive attitude of spectators. They watch or witness the game with full interest and show positive attitude over good play. They watch means to they look at. Witness, a person who sees an event. The game with full interest means the quality of exciting. Show, cause to be visible. Positive attitude over good way. Positive attitudes. A positive attitude is a mental outlook of optimism and of expecting good things to happen. Good play over good play means a physical or mental activity that is undertaken for enjoyment. They appreciate team effort. Appreciate means to give respect. Team effort. Players work together for a common task. Encourage sports ethics and sportsmanship qualities. Encourage sports ethics. Ethics in sports has four key virtues like fairness, integrity, responsibility and respect is called encourage sports ethics and sportsmanship qualities. Sportsmanship qualities means conduct such as fairness, respect for one's opponent and graciousness in winning or losing. Be becoming one participating in sports is called sportsmanship qualities. Spectators motivate the players means spectator is defined as people who invest their time in watching sports is the most powerful motivators is called spectator motivates the players. Good spectators motivate players with positive slogans and appal- applause them for their nice skilled performances. Good spectators to motivate the players means provide with a reason for doing something. Positive slogans means motto of any party or group. It makes you feel good to give one and also feels good to receive compliments. Applause means approval or praise expressed by clapping for the players for their nice skilled performances, associated with the people how smooth and automatic the performance is carried out and how natural the skill comes to the performer is called for their nice skill performances. A role of spectators. The character of the spectators. Many times the role of spectators is not praiseworthy and disturbs the positive sports environment. Many times mean number of times. Role of spectators. The spectators should respect the country players and opponent country players. Is not make a negative praise worthy. When you something good, you should be admired. Disturbed mean interfere with the normal arrangements. The positive sports environment increased mental and physical health of the participants. Spectators sometimes discourage players and try to disturb the progress of game. Spectators means those who watches the show, event or game is called spectators. Sometime mean unstated time. Discourage means disheartened to lose confidence. Players, a person is taking part in games and sports. Try to disturb means interfere with something. Progress of the game, advancement to a higher or more developed state. Sometimes spectators do negative comments and slogans. Sometimes means unstated time. Spectator do those who watches games and tells the players that something is wrong. Some spectators also damage the sports infrastructures. Some few people who are watching games in the stadium damage the sports infrastructures, means harm done by the spectator, such as in stadium, sports hall, swimming pools, fitness facilities, etc. Emotional attitude of the spectators. Emotional attitudes of the spectators means emotional attitude means an approach on a feeling level of the people who are watching the event is called emotional attitude of the spectators. It is also found that few spectators do betting and gambling over game result and they become violent when they gets disappointed result. It is also found that means almost few spectators, a few people who are watching games and sports do betting and gambling. Betting means the action of gambling money on the outcome of a race or game. Gambling, play games of chance for money. Over game result means to score over and they become violent means violent involves your physical force or emotional intensity is called to become violent. When they gets disappointed result means unhappy something was not as good as you hoped. Some spectators are very emotional. Some mean few peoples who are watching games very emotional makes you stand up and cheer. They perform dirty acts to gain cheap popularity. They perform, however, to carry out dirty acts means totally disgusting. Gain cheap popularity means popularity that is undeserved. Link themselves to join with someone with communal or racial disputes and become violent to other group during match. Link to join with someone communal shared by all members of a community. Racial disputes mean discriminations on against individuals on the basis of their color or skin. And become violent mean they use physical force or weapons or hurt to other group during matches means competitions or match event in which two people or teams competes. Role of media. Role of media or role of the media or the communication outlets or tools used to store and deliver information or data is called role of media. If the media play a role in a positive way, the games and sports environment created in the following ways. If on condition that positive way, healthy and confident. Games and sports means games and sports is the conditions and circumstances in which persons perform in sports created bring into the existence in the following ways means to happen or occur after something else. A role of different media means media publishing the news, photography, cinema, broadcasting and advertising. Media refers to all those ways that use to bring us stories, news, actions, knowledge and informations. Media refers media or the communication outlet. All those ways means every way used to bring us stories means reading a news story gives you an update on events. News, a broadcast or published reports of news. Actions, the facts, knowledge and information. How well do you know? Knowledge and informations. Media is of various type like books, magazines, newspapers, televisions, radio, cinema, computer and internet etc. Media means of mass communication. Various types means two or more things like similar to books, a written or printed works consisting of pages and glued is called books. Magazines contains articles, stories, photographs and advertisement is called magazines. Newspaper consisting of folded and unstapled sheets and containing news, articles, advertisement and correspondence is called newspaper. Television, a device with a screen for receiving television signals, is called television. Radio, broadcasting sound programs to the public. Cinemas, a theater where films are shown for public entertainment. Computer and internet extra. Computer, a electronic device for storing and processing data. And internet, the internet is the global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the internet protocol to communicate between networks and devices. Extra and so on. Positive role of media means media plays an important role in encouraging audience to think critically and to question what they have been told about particular culture is called positive role of media. Media plays big role in popularizing sports at the global level. Media plays big role means mass media communications industries such as print media, publishing the news media, photography, cinemas, broadcasting and advertising is called media plays big role. Popularizing sports, mass media are a function of increasing interest in sports, and this interest increase of the audience develops attention of mass media like newspaper, magazines, radio, TV, internet, and their wide sport coverage is called popularizing sports at the global level, mean the whole world. Media promotes new games and sports, means communication has a major role in transferring knowledge, skills, attitudes and informations is called media promotes new games and sports. It highlights the upcoming players and tells us more about good players. It highlights means an outstanding part of an event. Upcoming players about to happen. Forthcoming, a individual who took part in games and sports. Tell us more about mean one understand what someone is talking about. For good players, fine persons taking part in a sport or game. It also gives information about government policies for sports promotions. It gives us information means to hand to someone facts provided. Government policies for sports promotion. Today, sports emerges as an important component of socio-economic development of the country. It provides us information about sports result. It provides us means to give someone information about sports results means facts provided reveals the winning and defeating. It provides publicity for tournaments and competitions. It provides publicity means make available publicity, attention given to someone, tournament, a series of contests between in a number of competitors competing for an overall prize. Competitions, an event or contest in which people take part in order to establish superiority is called competitions. Electronic media also provide live coverage of sports competitions. Electronic media or a media that use electronics or electromechanical audience to assess the content is called electronic media. Provide live coverage of sports competitions means make available the broadcasting of sports events is the live coverage of sports as a television's program on radio and other broadcasting media is called provide live coverage of sports competitions. Media provide job opportunity. Media provides job opportunity means investigate the subjects and work experience you need and make sure you are taking the right path for the career you want long terms. Media also provide great opportunity in jobs for sports persons. A job opportunity has been the potential to turn into a real job. Sports persons. A sports person is a person who is involved in sports is called sports persons. Jobs and careers are associated to a major in sports communication or radio and television's announcers. Jobs means a opportunity for a employment, careers, profession, associated, connected with something else. Major means important, serious or significant. Sports communications means is the an aspect of communication studies which specializes in the study of communication in sports. Radio announcer. A radio announcer works in the broadcasting industry and might assume various roles such as reporting live sporting events, hosting a talk show, or playing music over the airwaves is called radio announcers and television announcers. A person who describes and comments on the action in a broadcast sports event is called television announcer. Sports communications managers. Sports communication managers means sports manager act as a facility manager overseeing the sports facility, hiring food and service staff, developing game schedules and overseeing the facilities and maintenance is called sports communication managers. Statisticians means a statistician a person who works with theoretical or applied statistics. The profession exists in private and public sectors. Coach. Coach assistant, and the coach means who instruct and give training to improve the performance of the individuals is called coach. Assistant coach means a member of a team's or coaching staffs other than the head coach. Marketing and promotions coordinator extra. Marketing and promotion coordinators means a promotion coordinator is someone who works to market a company's services and products. Marketing promotions works in the conjunctions with advertising and sales managers helping to generate income for their company. Freedom to media means freedom of expressions gives special rights and duties to media. The right to report news or circulate opinion without censorship from government was considered one of the great bulwarks bulwarks of liberty. The right to report news or circulate. Independent media and quality journalisms considered to be the watchdog of a democratic society. Opinion, a view, belief, judgment without censorship from government. In the absence of censorship is the super supersessions of speech, public communications on the basis that such materials is considered objectionable or harmful, sensitive. Censorship can be conducted by a government's private institution and other controlling bodies. From government was considered one of the great bulwarks of liberty. Considered means attentive, careful, inconvenience. One of the great bulwarks of liberty, freedom of the press, the right to report news or circulate opinion without censorship from the government, was considered as one of the great bulwarks of liberty. India is a liberal country, and thus there is a liberty and freedom to media to write and speak freely. India is a liberal country. Liberalism doesn't mean that you hate your country or that you are hypocrite when it comes to your views on Hindu and Muslims. Thus there is a liberty means reliable sources and freedom to media. Liberty, the state of being free within the society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Freedom to media. Freedom of the media is the principle that communications and expressions through various media. To write and speak freely means write freely is without fear of arrest and speak without worrying what you are saying. Strong media. Strong media. Who we are, how we think, and how we work. The role of mass media has always been vital in boosting any activity of sports. Media has got focal positions, particular in communications of fresh informations. The role of mass media. Mass media plays a very important role in organizing a public opinions, has always means at all times been vitals. Vital is something that is absolutely necessary, boosting, help or encourage any activity of sports media. The role of mass media has always been vital in boosting any activity of sports, has got present situation, focal positions means has an effect on the welding mode through changing power dynasty is called situations, focal positions, particularly, especially in communication of fresh informations. Communication means exchanging of information by speaking or writing. Fresh information, newly facts. Shaping viewpoint of masses. Shaping form, given a particular form. Viewprint of masses, a position giving a good view of a large number of people at and bringing live sport and the like other activities to the consumer at his or her convenience. Bringing viewpoint of masses, then bringing, take or conduct live sport, the broadcasting of sports events is the live coverage of sports as a television program on radio and other broadcasting media. Like other activities, means similar an activity is something you do. Consumer, a person who purchases goods and services at his or her convenience, means something referred to male or female benefit. Today media is very strong in our country and it covers almost every sphere of games and sports. Today means media influence has become so powerful today that they can easily influence people positively in our country, mean belonging to our nations. It covers almost every spheres of games and sports. Means sports includes all forms of competitive physical activity or games. The media can also have a negative effect on sports, such as only the rarely popular sports get much attention on the TV and in newspaper. Extra is called almost every sphere of games and sports. Thanks.